भूतानां सदा वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनम् श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृद्यवरुध्यतेऽत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिः तत्क्षणात् निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं सुखमुखातमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः प्रायेणाल्पायुषः सभ्य कलावस्मिन् युगे जनाः मन्दासु मन्दमतयो मन्दभाग्या हि उपादृताः हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you Mataji. Dandavat pranams.
Hare Krishna. Am I audible properly?
Yes Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So, one second, I would like to share the You're able to see that?
Yes Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So, one second. Okay. So, we are in the chapter 9 of first canto, and we are in 41st shloka. So, before that, what all happened, we'll just have a quick review. So, this chapter was divided like that, and in the first 11 shlokas, Bhishma Deva is welcoming everybody. We'll just get to the scene where Bhishma Deva is lying on the bed of arrows in this Kurukshetra there, and after the war is over, he is awaiting for an auspicious time to leave his body. That time, all these Yudhishthira Maharaj and the Pandavas, they come over there, and all the great kings and all the great rishis, sages, they are all coming there to see Bhishma Deva. Along with them on the chariot, uh, Krishna is also coming there, and Bhishma Deva is welcoming everybody uh, according to the time and place and who they are. He is just welcoming them, everybody, and yeah, and then he starts glorifying the Lord Krishna, whom he is seeing. He is actually showing his sympathies to Yudhishthir Maharaj, that, oh, you have gone through so much, but Lord is there with you, and so you know, you have been saved every time. Actually, it is nothing to do with you, and it is the influence of this time, Kala. Because of this time, irreversible time, this is happening. And he says that, okay, this is all Lord's plan, so you need to accept and you need to follow all these things. And he comes back again to Krishna and he says, okay, Krishna is so inconceivable. He can be understood only by the Mahajanas. Or Bhishma is also one of the Mahajana, and he's glorifying Krishna's position, the Supreme Lord, how only the devotees can understand him. Only by bhakti one can understand him, and one with bhakti only Lord reveals himself. And then he says that he is praying that may the Lord be there when my last moment is there, when I am leaving the body. I wish that the Lord is here with me, in front of me. Then he starts preparing for that auspicious moment because it has come. That was that Sankranti, yeah, when Uttarayana is coming. At that time, he wanted to leave his body. So when the time had appropriately come, that time Bhishma Deva immediately removes all his mind from different subject matters, and he just shuts those things off, and he concentrates his mind on the Lord Krishna. In which form? In the Parthasarthi form.
Arthasargi form.
Yes, chivalrous form of the Lord, and he is also trying to remember his the Lord's activities. So let's go to text number 1. Um, do you want me to share the purport also, or anybody can
If you
share?
have to read the purport, Mataji, only sloka translation or purport also we have to read?
We have to read the purport also, no? That is
Yes.
our thing. So okay, I will only try to share it. So in text number 41, it's the worship of Lord Krishna during Rajasuya sacrifice by everyone. So he's remembering all that. Let me share you the. I'll share you this thing. Then we can go. Yes, somebody had raised the hand. Somebody had raised the hand. Please.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Sindhu, no? Sindhu
Yes,
Mataji.
Mataji, pronounce.
Yes, pranams Mataji.
Shall I read? Sloka
Yes,
translation, Mataji.
Sloka, yeah.
Okay, text 41. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. मुनिगण नृपवर्य शङ्कुलेता सदशि युधिष्ठिरराजसूय ईशा अर्हनम् उपपेदा ईक्षणीयो मम दृशिगोचर ईशा विरात्मा. Hare Krishna.
Nice tune. Anybody else would like to recite? Deval Mataji had raised the hand. Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, Mataji, I'll try. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
मुनिगणनृपवर्य शङ्कुलेऽन्थ सदसि युधिष्ठिर राजसूय येषाम् अर्हनमुपपेद ईक्षणीयो मम दृशिगोचर एष आविरात्मा.
Hare
Sorry,
Krishna.
Mataji.
I
Hare
know
Krishna.
it was nice. Please, one of you can read. Who else is raising the hand? I don't know, but one of you can read that translation. Kusumlata
Mataji,
Mataji.
may I read?
Yes, Mataji. Kusumlata Mataji. Please read.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. At the Rasuya Yajna performed by Maharaja Yudhishthir, there was the greatest assembly of all the elite men of the world, the royal and learned orders, and in that great assembly, Lord Shri Krishna was worshipped by one and all as the most exalted personality of Godhead. This happened during my presence, and I am remembered the incident in order to keep my mind upon the Lord. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Who's next? Krishnamurti Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams Mataji.
Pranams Prabhuji.
I will read little bit Mataji, then anyone can please continue. Huh?
Sure.
Purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. After gaining victory in the battle of Kurukshetra, Maharaja Yudhishthira, the emperor of the world, performed the Rajasuya sacrificial ceremony. The emperor in those days, upon his ascendance to the throne, would send a challenge horse all over the world to declare his supremacy. And any ruling prince or king was at liberty to accept the challenge and express his tacit willingness either to obey or to disobey the supremacy of the particular emperor. One who accepted the challenge had to fight with the emperor and establish his own supremacy by victory. The defeated king would have to sacrifice his life, making a place for another king or ruler. So Maharaja Yudhishthira also dispatched such challenging horses all over the world, and every and Mataji, all over the world accepted Maharaja Yudhishthira's leadership as the emperor of the world. After this, all rulers of the world under the regime of Maharaja Yudhishthira were invited to participate in the great sacrifice ceremony of Rajasuya. Such performances required hundreds of millions of dollars, and it was not an easy job for a petty king. Such a sacrificial ceremony being too expensive and also difficult to perform under present circumstances is now impossible in the age of Kali, nor can anyone secure the required expert what is that? Mataji? Priesthood to take charge of the ceremony. Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams Mataji.
Hi Krishna, I'm seeing here Archana Shri Radha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. So, after being invited, all the kings and great learned sages of the world assembled in the capital of Maharaja Yudhishthira. The learned society, including the great philosophers, religionists, physicians, scientists, and all great sages, was invited. That is to say that the Brahmanas and Kshatriyas were topmost leading men in the society, and they were all invited to participate in the assembly. The Vaishyas and Sudras were unimportant elements in the society, and they are not mentioned herein. Due to the change of the social activities in the modern age, the importance of the men has also changed in terms of occupational position.
Hare Krishna, Archana Sunil Kumar Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Pranam Mataji. Jai Srila Prabhupada. So, in that great assembly, Lord Sri Krishna was the cynosure of neighboring eyes. Everyone wanted to see Lord Krishna, and everyone wanted to pay his humble respects to the Lord. Bhishmadeva remembered all this and was glad that his worshipful Lord, the personality of Godhead, was present before him in his actual formal presence. So, to meditate on the Supreme Lord is to meditate on the activities, form, pastimes, name, and fame of the Lord. That is easier than what is imagined as meditation on the impersonal feature of the Supreme. In Bhagavad Gita 12.5, it is clearly stated that to meditate upon the impersonal feature of the Supreme is very difficult. It is practically no meditation or simply a waste of time because very seldom is the desired result obtained. The devotees, however, meditate upon the Lord's factual form and pastimes, and therefore the Lord is easily approachable by the devotees. This is also stated in the Bhagavad Gita 12.9. The Lord is non-different from his transcendental activities. It is indicated also in this shloka that Lord Sri Krishna, while actually present before human society, especially in connection with the Battle of Kurukshetra, was accepted as the greatest personality of the time, although he might not have been recognized as the supreme personality of Godhead. The propaganda that a very great man is worshipped as God after his death is misleading because a man after his death cannot be made into God, nor can the personality of Godhead be a human being even when he is personally present. Both ideas are misconceptions. The idea of anthropomorphism cannot be applicable in case of Lord Sri Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Anthropomorphism. Okay, so we'll read the translation once again. So we were like where Bhishmadeva is waiting for the auspicious time to leave, and he's trying to think about not trying. He's thinking about the Lord in his mind. He withdrew everything else, of all the material things he removed, and he focused on the Lord. And then he also told that shlokana tribhuvana kamanam tamalavaranam. He's thinking a beautiful form of the Lord, concentrating on the form. Which form it was? We read that it was a Parthasarthi form, that the hair is full of dust because he's a charioteer, and there are so many wounds on the body of the Lord by his own arrows. Bhishmadeva's arrows only has made wounds. He's remembering all those things, remembering the Lord, how he was so obedient to the commands of Arjuna, his devotee. And although he's equal to all, he's showing that he's very partial to Arjuna, but he's equal to all. How then Bhishma Deva is telling he has shortened the lives of all the opposition party members also, just by merely glancing at them. Then he is remembering how Lord Krishna had removed the ignorance of Arjuna when Arjuna was like frightened, I do not want to fight all these people. They are my uncles, they are relatives, and all this. At that time, he gave the transcendental knowledge of Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. Then his desire was that Lord be there in front of him. Uh, he wanted to see the Lord as a Yodha. So that time, Lord himself broke his own vow that he will not participate in the war. How? By holding the wheel and coming in front, just like as a lion is attacking the elephant. That is how he is remembering the Lord. So he's praying that that Parthasarthi should be the object of his meditation or attraction at the time of death. So now in this shloka, he is remembering how at Rajasuya Yajna was performed by Maharaj Yudhishthir in that very great assembly. And in that assembly, who all are there? Royal people are all there, learned orders are there. Means Kshatriyas and Brahmanas, basically, Prabhupada is mentioned here in the purport actually. So all these great personalities who were there in the assembly, uh, that time Bhishma Deva was also present, and they all worshipped the Supreme Personality of Godhead there, one after the other. So Prabhupada in his purport is talking about Rajasuya Yajna, how the emperor of the world was elected at that time. The king who feels that he's the emperor, he will be performing this Rajasuya Yajna, and he will be sending that horse mm, all over the world to declare his supremacy. And anybody, any ruling prince or a king, they are at liberty to take the horse and challenge Yudhishthir Maharaj. So they used to do that. If they lose the war, then they are obedient to Yudhishthira, and then they will obey him as an emperor. So um, so that is what Prabhupada is mentioning here. It is so difficult nowadays, in this age, to perform the Rajasuya Yajna, because so many hundreds and thousands of dollars millions of dollars are required, which is very impossible. And also, its sacrificial ceremony is very costly, and the Brahmanas, the priesthood, they are not all that qualified to perform this kind of ceremony. That is what Prabhupada is explaining over here. So after these people, these great kings and learned sages were all assembled in the Rajasuya Yajna, which Yudhishthir Maharaj was performing. So Prabhupada is mentioning only great people were there. Physicians, scientists, philosophers, religionists. That means Brahmanas and Kshatriyas were present. Shudras and Vaishyas had no work over there, so they were not invited. They were unimportant elements in the society. But you should not compare it to the Shudras or Vaishyas who think they are Shudras or Vaishyas in this age of Kali, because Kali Yuga, uh, or we can say, instead of Kali Yuga, I can say that Prabhupada has divided the whole society in according to Chaturvarya Maya Srishtam, how Guna and Karma Vibhagashah. Guna and Karma. So there are no Shudras and Vaishyas by birth even at that time. So now we are following it according to the birth. So you should not consider that. So Krishna was the word, see the word they have used, cynosure of neighboring eyes. He was so attractive. Everybody is attracted towards him. So everybody wanted to personally come and pay obeisances unto or offer their respects unto the Lord. And Bhishma Deva is thinking that he remembered all these things, and he is thinking that how fortunate that Lord is himself present in front of him at this time when he is not able to get up, or at his deathbed, the Lord himself has come when he is meditating upon the Supreme Lord. So that Prabhupada is using this word. To meditate on the Supreme Lord is to meditate on the activities of the form, pastimes, name, form of the Lord. Hmm? So we remember we say Damodar Ashtakam every day in that Kartik month. In that also Satyavrata Muni, how he is praying, Varam Deva Moksham na Moksham Vadim va Nachanyam Vraneham Vare Sadapiha. What Vara he wants? Idam Teva Purnatha Gopala Balam Sadame Manasya Virasam Kimanya. What is it? In my mind, in my heart, only that Gopala Bala form should be there. So, like that, here Bhishmadeva wants only that chivalrous Krishna's form in front of him, and Krishna was there right in front of him. So, Krishna is telling that, you know, uh, to imagine, Prabhupada here, sorry, he is mentioning here that to imagine Krishna as a form is very easy, but it is very difficult to meditate upon this impersonal feature of the Supreme. It's very, very difficult. Hmm. So, it is no meditation is possible. It is simply waste of time, Prabhupada is telling, because this results are very difficult to obtain like that. But the devotees' results are faster. Why? Because they meditate on the form of the Lord. The Lord is easily approachable to them. Hmm. So the Lord is non-different. Prabhupada is telling here, non-different from his activities. Transcendental. His activities are transcendental. Janma, karma, cha, me, divyam. He himself is telling, Evam yo veti tatvada, tyaktva deham. Whoever is remembering this janma and this activities of the Lord, tyaktva deham. Once they leave this body, they can never take the material birth again. Hmm? So Prabhupada is mentioning that here. So that the transcendental activities and the Lord are non-different. Nam and Nami are non-different. Hmm. So so Krishna, in Lord Krishna, actually he is present before the human society, but still people are considering him as a human being. They are not considering him as the Supreme Lord. Avajananti ma mudha. The foolish people deride him. They do not understand that he is not a human being. He is a Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hmm? That then this propaganda, what is that propaganda? That the very great man is worshipped as God. Sometimes, they will pray, Mahatma Gandhi is like God for people. Hmm. They are misleading it. That is not true. That is not proper. Human personality of Godhead can be a human being. No, that is not true. Even if he is personally present, also people are having this misconception that Krishna is not God. He is just a human being. Most of the Arya Samajis, they say that Rama, Krishna, they are all human beings but with extraordinary power, which is not true. So this anthropomorphism is that wherein you are comparing human being or an animal or anything to Supreme Lord. So that is not applicable. Prabhupada is telling in the in for Lord Krishna. So we understand that in this purpose, in this shloka, that we need to meditate upon the form of the Lord, activities of the Lord, pastimes of the Lord. Sometimes it so happens that uh, it happens with me. Like I go to the temple, I see the Lord, I'm sitting there for a long time. But when I come back, I keep forgetting, okay, how was his pakdi done? Okay, which type of flute he had today? I forget. So, because of that forgetful nature only, we have these pastimes which Lord has given, because we are so attracted to stories, no, to listening to stories, and we can listen to these pastimes of the Lord, and we can remember the Lord always. Because Lord says, even though you forget, I will not forget you. Prabhupada is telling, Name bhaktya pranashyati kaunteya pratijani. Don't worry, even if you forget, I will remember. Yeah, at the time of death, it will might so happen. Even our in Mukundamala, what is Kulashekar Alvar telling, that kapha vata pitta is there at that time. I might forget thinking you're taking your name. I might forget even remember. I wouldn't even remember you. What to do at that time? So the Lord says, no, no need to worry, because my devotee will never perish. I will remember him. So, but for that to happen, for the Lord to remember us at that time, what we have to do? Satatam kirtayantu mam. All the time we have to keep chanting. All the time we have to think about the glories of the Lord. All the time we have to preach the glories of the Lord. Talk about the glories of the Lord. So that is very much important. So Srila Prabhupada actually is telling that chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, should be continued without any stoppage. This will protect a devotee from all kinds of accidental downfalls also. So that we should always remember. Okay. I think there are cases wherein people were in ICU, and what they remember, devotees, what they would remember is just Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, just Krishna's name. Let's go to text number 42. Anybody? Somebody wrote something on the chat. Oh, my volume is okay, or you need me to? Am I audible, right? I'm sorry, I just saw the message.
It's okay, Mataji. That's for me.
Okay. Dhanashri Mataji has raised her hand. Would you like to read the shloka? Hindi or English, both you want?
Hindi.
Hindi, okay.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranam.
Pranam.
Text 42. Tama imam aham ajam sarira bhajam hridhi dishtitam atmakalpitanam pratidrushamiva naikadharakam ekam samadhigatosmi vibhuta bhedamoha. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Divya Mataji, would you like to recite?
The translation, Mataji.
Mhm. Okay. Anybody would like to recite?
Mataji,
Okay.
may I try?
Padma Mataji, yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji, translation, no?
Yeah.
Translation
No,
by Srila
no, no.
Prabhupada.
Shloka.
No, Mataji, I prefer to read this translation. Mataji, may I try, Mataji?
I don't know who's speaking. Please tell me
I
who's
am
speaking.
Archana Mataji.
Huh?
I am Archana Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, please.
तममिहमहमजं शरीरबाजां हृदि दिष्ठितम् आत्मकल्पितानां प्रतिदृशमिव नैकदार्कमेकं समाधिगतोऽस्मि विदूतभेदमोहा. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Divya Mataji and Padma Mataji, one request. And for everybody else also, please do not say no for reading the shlokas. However you can, you should read. Okay.
Okay, Mataji.
Please read the translation. Divya Mataji.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Now I can meditate with full concentration upon that one Lord, Sri Krishna, now present before me, because now I have transcended the misconceptions of duality in regard to this presence in everyone's heart, even in the heart of the mental speculators. He is in everyone's heart. The sun may be perceived differently, but the sun is one. Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Padma Mataji, purport. Padma Mataji.
Yeah, Mataji, I was reading, I couldn't unmute.
Okay.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Lord Sri Krishna is the one absolute supreme personality of Godhead, but he has expanded himself into his multiplanetary portions by his inconceivable energy. The conception of duality is due to the ignorance of his conceivable energy. In the Bhagavad Gita 9.11, the Lord says that only the foolish take him to be a mere human being. Such foolish men are not aware of his inconceivable energies. By his inconceivable energy, he is present in everyone's heart.
as the sun is present before everyone all over the world. The Paramatma feature of the Lord is an expansion of his plenary portions. He expands himself as Paramatma in everyone's heart by his inconceivable energy. And he also expands himself as the glowing effulgence of Brahma Jyoti by expansion of his personal glow. It is stated in the Brahma Samhita that the Brahma Jyoti is his personal glow. Therefore, there is no difference between him and his personal glow, Brahma Jyoti, or his plenary portions as Paramatma. Less intelligent persons who are not aware of this fact consider Brahma Jyoti and Paramatma to be different from Sri Krishna. This misconception of duality is completely removed from the mind of Bhishma Deva, and he is now satisfied that it is Lord Sri Krishna only who is all in everything. This enlightenment is attained by the great Mahatmas or devotees, as it is stated in Bhagavad Gita 7.19, that Vasudeva is all in everything, and that there is no existence of anything without Vasudeva. Vasudeva or Lord Sri Krishna is the original Supreme Person and now confirmed by a Mahajana, and therefore both the neophytes and pure devotees must try to follow in his footsteps. That's the way of devotional line.
Hare Krishna, the next devotee.
Yeah.
Ajaya Kuntiya Mataji.
Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, sorry.
The worshipable object of Bhishmadeva is Lord Sri Krishna as Parthasarathi, and that of the gopis is the name Krishna in Vrindavan as the most attractive Shyamsundara. Sometimes less intelligent scholars make mistake and think that the Krishna of Vrindavan and that of the Battle of Kurukshetra are different personalities. But for Bhishmadeva, this misconception is completely removed. Even the impersonalist object of destination is Krishna as the impersonal Jyoti, and the yogi's destination of Paramatma is also Krishna. Krishna is both Brahmayoti and localized Paramatma. But Brahmayoti or Paramatma, there is no Krishna or sweet relations with Krishna. In his personal feature, Krishna is both Parthasarathi and Shyamasundara of Vrindavan. But in his impersonal feature, he is neither in the Brahmayoti nor in the Paramatma. Great Mahatmas like Bhishmadeva realize all these different features of Lord Sri Krishna, and therefore they worship Lord Krishna, knowing him as the origin of all the features. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. So now he's talking about the plenary portion. He's thinking about that particular Lord, full concentration on Krishna, who is present before me. And then he's telling that no duality is there, no misconception of duality. What is that duality? Prabhupada is explaining in the perfect. That the duality, that if the one Paramatma who is present in this heart, even he is present in everybody's heart, even the mental speculators also, yogis also, he's in everybody's heart. How he is? He's like the sun, wherever you are standing, you can see the sun on top of your head. So that, but sun is one, he is not many. So like that, he's comparing Krishna to the sun. So we read in Bhagavad Gita that in how many times is the Lord realized?
3 types, Mataji.
Okay, what are they?
As
Brahman,
Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan.
So these are the 3 forms which the Lord is realized. So here Prabhupada is talking about that same thing. So Krishna, he is a supreme personality, he is absolute, and what he is doing, he is expanding himself in multiplanary portion. How? By his energy. So there is the conception of duality is only for those ignorant people. They do not understand Krishna's energy. That is why they take him to be a mere human and nothing else. So for those foolish persons, also in their heart also Krishna is present as Paramatma. Hmm? In everybody's heart, as the sun is present all over the world. So Prabhupada is talking here about the Paramatma feature where he is there in everyone's heart. And he is also expanding himself as the effulgence, Brahma Jyoti. Hmm? That the glow that comes from his body, that is Brahma Jyoti. In Brahma Samhita also, that Brahma Jyoti is mentioned. There is no difference between that particular Brahma Jyoti, that glow from his body, or the plenary portions such as Paramatma. There is no difference between them. So Bhishma Deva is telling, I don't find any difference. They are one and the same. Only less intelligent person think that they are different from Lord Krishna. So this misconception is not there in Bhishma Deva, and he is satisfied that this Lord Sri Krishna is the one who is all in all. He is absolute. He is everything. There is nothing beyond Krishna. That that is enlightenment that only the Mahatmas or only the devotees get. What is that realization? That Vasudeva Sarvamiti, the Mahatma so Durlabha Bhagavad Gita, no 7.19 is telling. So Vasudeva or Krishna now is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is fixed. That Mahajana, this Bhishma Deva is telling, I have no confusion in that. Uh, so all of us also should follow in their footsteps, because people like Mahajanas, if they are saying this, then we should try to follow it. So worshipable object of Bhishma Deva is Krishna in the form of Parthasarathi. And he is the same Krishna whom the gopis are worshipping in Vrindavan. They are getting attracted to Krishna in the Shama Sundara form, and Bhishma Deva is attracted to Krishna in a Parthasarathi form. They are no different two people, they are only one person. People think that that Krishna and Vrindavan is different and that Krishna and Kurukshetra are two different personalities, but it is not there. This misconception also Bhishma Deva is not having. Mm, He has removed this misconception also. So the destination, impersonalists who are praying, they are meditating, they are going. What is the destination? In the Brahma Jyoti of the Lord. And the yogis who are meditating upon the Paramatma feature, for them also the destination is Krishna only, because without him there is nothing. He is both Krishna is both Brahma Jyoti also and also the Paramatma. There is no difference in that he is telling. But for the devotees, because devotees worship the personal form of the Lord. So the Lord is present in each form over there. He is having a different a place in Vaikuntha for Narsimha devotees, for Rama devotees, for Vamana devotees. He is having a different, so many forms of the Lord are there, and he is personally present there along with his devotees. Ye yatha mam prapadyanti. Whoever is worshipping in whatever form of the Lord, Krishna is present there in that form. So great Mahatmas like Bhishma Deva, they are realizing these different features of the Lord. Let's go to the.
Mataji, there's one clarification. Can you explain, Mataji, please?
Please tell.
Yes, here at the bottom, Krishna is both Brahma Jyoti and localized Paramatma. But in Brahma Jyoti or Paramatma, there is no Krishna.
Yeah, because that is your question is.
That's the one. But in Brahma Jyoti, they say
Huh.
Krishna is
Yeah.
both Brahma Jyoti
Yes.
and localized Paramatma.
There's no relationship there.
There is no relationship. Yes, you cannot worship the Lord over there. No.
Okay, that's
Brahma
right.
Jyoti, what you can worship. People go to Brahma Jyoti, but again they will come back because the Atma is, Krishna is telling Chanchala Imana Krishna, and no, not Chanchala. There is one shloka in Bhagavad Gita where Krishna is saying that, the soul is so much active, that it wants to serve. But if there is nothing to be done over there, then soul gets unhappy, disheartened, and comes down again from that Brahmajyoti. So that is why here it is told like that.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Mataji.
Right. I think it has happened. Okay. 43. Then Anuradha Mataji. Can you read the shloka? Anuradha Mataji. Okay, Bhargavi Mataji.
Kusum Mataji, are you there?
Bhargavi Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, I am there.
Yes, Mataji, please read.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
Sutta uvacha Krishna evam bhagavati मनोवाग्दृष्टिवृत्तिभिः आत्मनि आत्मानम् आवेश्य सोऽन्तः श्वास उपारमत्. हरे कृष्ण माताजी.
Mataji, सः अन्तः श्वासः उपारमत्. Okay. We'll have one more.
सः अन्तः श्वासः उपारमत्.
Yes,
Sorry, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Dhanashri Mataji. Once again the shloka, please.
Sutta uvacha Krishna evam bhagavati मनोवाग्दृष्टिवृत्तिभिः आत्मन्यात्मानमावेश्य सोऽन्तः श्वास उपारमत्.
Okay. I think Kusumlata Mataji translation, please.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sutta Goswami said, thus Bhishma Deva merged himself in the super soul, Lord Shri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, with his mind, speech, sight, and actions. And thus he became silent and his breathing stopped.
Hare Krishna. Next would be Padma Mataji.
Me, Mataji? Me?
Yeah, have you read before?
Yes, Mataji, I read.
Okay, then next will be Rakesh Prabhu. No? Okay. Shanmuga Priya Mataji.
Sudha Mataji, Shanmuga.
Yes,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna
Shanmuga
Mataji.
Priya Mataji. Yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Pranams. The sage purported by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The sage attained by Bhishma Deva while quitting his material body is called Nirvikalpa Samadhi because he merged himself into thinking of the Lord and his mind into remembering his different activities. He chanted the glories of the Lord, and by his sight he began to see the Lord personally present before him, and thus all his activities became concentrated upon the Lord without deviation. This is the highest stage of perfection, and it is possible for everyone to attain this stage by practice of devotional service. The devotional service of the Lord consists of 9 principles of service activities, and they are hearing, 1. Hearing, 2. Chanting, 3. Remembering, 4. Serving the lotus feet, 5. Worshipping, 6. Praying, 7. Executing the orders, 8. Fraternizing, and 9. Fully surrendering. Any one of them or all of them are equally competent to award the desired result, but they require to be practiced persistently under the guidance of an expert devotee of the Lord. The first item, hearing, is the most important of all, and therefore hearing of the Bhagavad Gita and later on Srimad Bhagavatam is essential for the serious candidate who wants to attain the stage of Bhishma Deva at the end. The unique situation at Bhishma Deva's time of death can be attained even though Lord Krishna may not be personally present. His words of the Bhagavad Gita or those of Srimad Bhagavatam are identical with the Lord. They are sound incarnations of the Lord, and one can fully utilize them to be entitled to attain the stage of Sri Bhishma Deva, who was one of the 8 Vasus. Every man or animal must die at a certain stage of life, but one who dies like Bhishma Deva attains perfection, and one who dies forced by the laws of nature dies like an animal. That is the difference between a man and an animal. The human form of life is especially meant for dying like Bhishma Deva. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much. So that shloka which we read before, that was the last shloka which Bhishma Deva has said, where he is telling that, okay, now I'm meditating upon the Lord's form and I don't have any confusion, there's no misconception, there's no duality in my heart. I know he's the one, like that. And he stopped talking. So Sutta Goswami is saying this. Krishna evam Bhagavati. So what he's telling, Bhishma Deva merged himself, his soul merged into the Lord Shri Krishna. And how? With his mind, speech, sight, and action. And he became silent. After that, his breathing stopped. That means he left his body. Okay. So this stage where he left his body is called as Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Nirvikalpa Samadhi means he merged here. How many different ways he has merged? He dying like Bhishma. Self, what did he do with his self? He just thought about the Lord. His mind, he made into remembering the different activities of the Lord. Then third, what he did with his tongue, he chanted the glories of the Lord. And by his sight, he is seeing Krishna in front of him, That is the highest stage of perfection one can achieve through devotional service. And who can achieve this? Not only Mahatmas, every one of us also can get it. Prabhupada is sitting here, all of us also can get it. How? Uh, Only by devotional service. And how we have to do that devotional service? Under the guidance of of an expert devotee, he's telling. Under the guidance of expert devotee, we can also become perfect. We can also come to this Nirvikalpa Samadhi stage. So what we need to do to come to that stage, and after accepting a guide for us, we need to practice devotional service. How many types services are there? We know, right? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Vandanam. All these things are there: hearing, chanting, remembering, serving lotus feet, worshipping, praying, executing. Even Prahlad Maharaj has mentioned, right? Fraternizing and fully surrendering. So many processes are there. We can choose one and get perfected. But what is important, Prabhupada says, hearing is the most important item is hearing. Hearing is most important of all. What we should hear? Hear Bhagavad Gita, later Bhagavatam. So if you want to be serious in attaining that stage of Nirvikalpa Samadhi, then you need to be seriously hearing Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam and continuously hearing. Why? Because they are the sound vibration, sound incarnation of the Lord. And you can utilize them. If we are not fortunate for the Lord to be in front of us when we are dying, personally be there just like for Bhishma Deva. But we can have the sound incarnation of the Lord with us always. He was a Vasu and he attained the perfection, Bhishma Deva, but we cannot be at that stage. So we can just think about the Lord, remember the Lord, all the activities. So Prabhupada, somewhere he says, okay, if you do not if you like to read stories, you can start with Krishna book. You can start reading Bhagavatam, because Bhagavatam has so many pastimes of the Lord. Yes, and you should start reading Bhagavad Gita continuously. So he says every day you need to spend 1 hour in reading Bhagavatam. You need to spend 1 hour in reading Bhagavad Gita. Evenings you can read Mahabharata, Ramayana, Krishna book. There are so many things there are there for us to read and keep our mind engaged. So that the goal for all of us, for all the human beings, should be like that, dying like Bhishma Deva, having Krishna in front of me. That should be our goal of life. Otherwise, the death which people are getting, these are like by nature, by the laws of nature, the death you are getting, that is just like an animal. There is no difference between animal and a man. So what difference can a human being make? Is by remembering, remembering Krishna at the time of death. And to remember Krishna at the time of death, hear a lot of Krishna Katha before. So once a disciple was asking Srila Prabhupada. He said that Srila Prabhupada, I preach so many good arguments also, philosophy also to some, to someone on the road. But he is not accepting it only. So I told him, okay, don't worry, just chant Hare Krishna Mama. So Prabhupada is telling them, no, hearing is the first practice. Give him a chance to hear. Prabhupada is telling. Hearing is the first step in God realization. So if we simply convince this big men to hear, then gradually they will come to the point of accepting Krishna consciously. This was in a letter to Mukunda Datta, Prabhupada's disciple. Prabhupada is insisting on people to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. That is why when we come to ISKCON, people are always, asking us, go listen to the class. Come sit here, listen to the class. When I went to Hyderabad ISKCON temple, there is a class early in the morning, every day, 8 o'clock, right? 8 to 9 class, Bhagavatam class is there. And the people are running away from the classes. They are just going out. So what they did is they did like a barricade kind of a thing where people are sitting and listening to the class. And those who don't want to listen, they can just go take darshan and go back, go outside. So one lady was grumbling so badly, कभी भी आओ, these people, they want to make us sit and listen to their class. हमको दर्शन ही नहीं मिलता है. So they are not understanding the importance of listening to the class. Just seeing the Lord is not enough. Listening to the katha is more important. So Hare Krishna. So we are supposed to take till 43 today. Any doubts you have or anything I can clarify?
Hare Krishna Mataji. The thing you mentioned was true. Even when we joined to ISKCON, we were first listening to Bhagavad Gita chapter 1, 2, 3 like this. And in between only they instruct us to chant at least one round.
Yeah.
Like that only, that was the sequence into which even I traveled, Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Archana Sri Radha Mataji. Anybody wants to say something?
Mataji,
Yes, Prabhu.
Mataji, I think no other forum engages in Supreme Lords other than Sri ISKCON.
Yeah.
I have heard so many classes of this Upanishad classes, Vedas classes also. Just we hear 1 hour, 1.5 hour, then there is no connection to that. Next day or next week we are going to attend the classes. But whereas in Krishna consciousness, that is not like that, Mataji.
Yes.
Especially nowadays, if you just focus on the YouTube, we can able to hear the great personality speeches.
Yes,
So
true.
and then we can be in Krishna consciousness right from morning to night till we can see. So many lectures were loaded in in YouTube.
Yes.
So that is the thing is we it is not possible for anyone to forget Krishna. Never forget Krishna. Don't what you say, Mataji. Don't forget
Always
Krishna.
remember
Always
Krishna.
Remember
remember
Krishna.
Krishna, never
Krishna,
forget.
no, don't forget Krishna. That
In
will
fact, even
happens.
Saturday, Sundays we watch Mataji.
So that is the thing, Mataji. So if particularly this yeah, in Bhagavad Gita,
Hmm.
that 8th chapter, you say that Antakale cha mameva
Antakale cha
smaran
mame.
vaktva kalevaram.
Kalevaram.
So that is for to that to make it coincide, Krishna consciousness is the best way to
It
be
is the best.
always in to remember Krishna, Mataji. So as far as
Definitely.
this is my experience, what I am hearing and chanting and doing all these things. So we knowingly or unknowingly, if you go to the YouTube, we will put the finger on the lecture only. No, we don't know how it will happens. So I am not aware of that. Thing is that will with the a particular that particular sloka to make us always chanting Krishna Ananyas Chintayanto Mam. That will help Mataji. This is my experience. So this is my learnings from especially other than this Krishna consciousness, I can't hear all this so involved in the Lord's prayers. Thank you,
Yes.
Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
And
Krishna.
in addition to that is my humble prayer for you and all the lecturers, Prabhuji. Oh, Mataji, you are making us day by day to be in Krishna consciousness, not to forget Krishna. So we are all great. Particularly I am grateful to you, Mataji, as because we have spent around 1 hour. So that is a great benefit for us to be in Krishna's mercy, to get Krishna mercy. Thank you, Mataji. Let
Thank
glass Supreme Lord bless you, Mataji, for a
you.
long period and make us be till our last visit in Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
You are a great inspiration, Krishnamurti Prabhu. The way you speak, I feel, so I am not doing as much effort as much as you are doing. It, Padma
Krishna
Mataji.
Yeah. I have a small doubt, Mataji. Yeah, in the 43rd text, they say no. In the translation, they say Sutta Goswami said, Bhishma Deva merged himself in the super soul, Lord Sri Krishna. But when it normally merging means that is Sayuja Mukti, no? What is it? I don't understand.
This merged himself means by his manasa, vacha, karmana. See, with the next sentence, with his mind, speech, sight, actions.
Okay.
So that way he is merged. Yeah.
Okay, right. Yeah, thank you, Mataji.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Shall we stop here?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Pranams, Mataji.
Panchakalpatarubhyascha
Panchakalpatarubhyascha
कृपासिन्धुभ्यश्च
patitanam
पतितानां
pavanebhyo
पावनेभ्यो
Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantaraj Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Pranam, Mataji.
Pranams, Mataji.